Well, good evening and welcome everybody to the live place. This is new show number 13th here on July 5th. Hope you're all having a great 4th of July weekend. Let me say hello to you great folks in the chat here. We have Ryan Schoenfeld, the Hitchhiking Bones. Hey, Don, Captain Akron 27. Always good to see you. Big Disney fan. Keith, good to have you here. It's Joey's World. Hey, Lisa. Lisa, Joey, Keith, good to see you. T-Town, Mary Ellen, always good to see you. Mike Wheeler in the house, good to have you here, Mike. Just jumped on me, hold on. And we've got David Cantrell, nice to have you here. Russ Stapleton, my friend, good to see you. And Tracy Glenn, all right. Kenzie Day's dad, good to have you here. Some really cool stuff going on with him and Kenzie. So anyway, thanks for being here. How's everything looking? How's everything sounding here? Uh, Tracy's on mobile, so definitely we'll keep that in mind. Hard to comment. So, all right, guys, we've got multiple streams going on at this time. I realize there's a really good one going on. I'm going to go ahead and do my news show. I am going to guess that this will take roughly 30 minutes tonight as opposed to the normal hour, but we'll see how it goes. So thanks again for being here. All right. I just got a text. All right. Let's start. So guys, first off, I'd just like to say we have since the last news show, we have 21 new channels. So there's been an explosive growth with new channels. And I have my good friend Sherry, Awesome Sunset Travels, to thank for that. And I'll talk about that in a bit. Hello, Rachel. Good to have you here. Good to see you. And so let's get into this. So I want to greet all the new channels. So Big Fat Panda. First off, guys, if you don't know John Sacheri, John has been in the Disney community for a long time. Like, excuse me, like Josh and Jenna, he has almost 100,000 followers on YouTube. He is he's a great guy. He has great videos. He's going live more now. He has great guests on his live streams on Tuesday nights. So, Big Fat Panda, it's an honor to have you here, and I was really impressed that I was really pleased that he contacted me. So, anyway, uh, big Disney fan, of course, Keith. You guys all know Keith, and he's in the chat here, and he goes live on it's Sunday nights, right, Keith, with your arts thing. So I think he was just live. And by the way, I just want to tell everybody that I'm having some website issues. If you didn't see it already, there's definitely some serious website issues. I am going to talk about it, but anyway, yeah, Lisa, Big Fat Panda is awesome. And now we're going to get into a number of streamers that are cruise related, and that again was from Sherry, who has been a part of this community, and they're doing more live stuff now, and they all contacted me, and so that's how I got 21 new channels in the last month. So hello, Pearl Manhattan, good to see you. Nice to have Pearl here. All right. So the next one is Down Under Cruises. We've got Happy Cruising. We've got JNN Travel. We got Lovey's Fat Life. Make It Blue. You guys know Caitlin. Caitlin is going live at least on Friday nights, I believe, at like 10 o'clock. We got Midlife Crazy. And then, hey, James Ryan, good to have you here. If I didn't see you earlier, I apologize. Good to have James Ryan in the house here. All right. So Midlife Crazy and all right. Sorry, the chat's kind of bouncing for me. Hello, Avery. Good to see you here. All right. Just catching up here. DePhilly Crew. Hey, Ron and Meredith. All right. Next block of new channels. We've got my DVC points, and So what is his name? He goes live like 2 or 3 times a week. On Sunday nights, he has a show about DVC points, and then he does a real quality game, a trivia show on Friday nights. So definitely check out my DVC points. And we've got Nick J. He's a cool young man. And then we got Pete McDevitt. And he's the guy who's going live right now at the same time. He has, of course, tonight he has the Viapree project on. So that's why I say I think I'm going to go about a half hour. And I realize that that's a really good interview, and you'll want to catch that too. We've got, hey, I see Dre is in the house. Good to have you here, Dre. And see if I missed anybody. Good to have you guys here. Thank you for coming. All right. We've got Rally Creative Travel, and they're going live now. I believe they're Friday nights. We have Sean and KC on vacay mode. We've got the Ship Show. We got the Tyler Show. We've got Two Travel and Tour. So all those are cruise related. And then we've got finally, oh, it looks like I did Tyler twice and them twice. Sorry. Maybe I have 19 new channels. And then I have Us and More, and Vizos Travel, and WDW POV. So that's I believe that's 19 new channels since last month. So that's pretty amazing. So, all right, next mod of the month. So I definitely want to shout out our good friend Isaac Nail. Isaac has been a very faithful young man who has been a part of our community for as long as I can remember. I think ever since I've been here. So Isaac Nail, great mod. He lives in Florida. He sometimes live streams events for his church. So you guys all know and love Isaac Nail. He's great in the chat, very supportive. He's a good moderator. And I wanted to say my thanks to you, Isaac Nail. Thanks for being a good friend, and wish you the best. And you are mod of the month, my friend. Hope you get to see this. All right. And let me make sure I've said hello to everybody. All right. Keith asked the question here. So we'll be seeing the new channels listed as featured channels, Dean. Yeah, that's a great question, Keith. And I am actually going to show you guys the changes that I've made. So I will definitely talk about that. Dre says Isaac is awesome. Yep, he sure is. And it's Joey's World says, woohoo, Dean. Dean, we will let him know. Thank you, Lisa. I do appreciate that. T-Town Maryland says Isaac is so nice. He sure is. And everyone else. Texas Takes. Hey, whoops, it just jumped on me. Sorry. Texas Takes is in the house. Good to have you here, Ed. Yeah, congrats to Isaac. And Avery, you got it right. Isaac and I are the lyrical kings. You'll never believe how well these guys know the lyrics to Disney shows, Disney rides, and they're always posting that. So that's pretty awesome. Hey, Mikey Hackinson, good to see you. Nice to have you here. Hey, Todd B, good to have Todd in the house. All right. Next, Resort TV One. Definitely wanted to shout out Josh and Jenna. This is a really cool time as they are now going to be getting back into the parks. As you probably know, as you've been watching them, they've been getting into certain things like Disney Springs, the Polynesian on Friday night, and now they're going to be there. There's a plan that they announced in their recent video where they are going to be getting into the parks. If I remember right, on July 15th, they'll be back into Hollywood Studios, if I'm not mistaken. And July 17th was Epcot. So Dre or one of you might know better what some of those dates are. But anyway, they are at almost 95,000 subscribers now. So we were on the watch for hitting that 100K. So definitely keep your eyes open. Shout out, obviously, Resort TV One, and it's always so fun to to have our friends do so well. So T-Town Mary Ellen is welcoming Ed. Ed is our good friend in Texas, so it's good to have you here. Sorry, it just jumped on me. Saying congrats to Isaac. Appreciate that. Mike Wheeler says, hey, if I didn't say hi earlier, Mike, I think I did. Mike says, Avery and Isaac, the Lyric Kings, Dave, please S.I. Rick so we can sing. Yeah. All right. Hey, we've got Disney Nerd Herders in here. Hello. And we got two real geeks. Hey, Danny, good to have you here. And Charlie and Stacy from Disney Nerd Herders, good to see you. What did Pearl say here? Wasn't their show last night so amazing? Was my best July 4th so far. Resort TV 1 is the reason I think we're all here. Yeah, exactly, Pearl. I couldn't agree with you more. That was a great show. They were doing fireworks from the different parks, and I saw there was quite a people who joined the stream. If I'm not mistaken, there was over 3,000 at one time. It wasn't feeling too good, so I went to bed early, but saw that they did really well. What does Don say here? I think they're going into Magic Kingdom for the pass holder preview on the 9th. Thank you, Don. Yeah, that was what I forgot. There we go. Mike Wheeler saying Avery and Isaac, the Lyric Kings. They post the words so we can sing. Yeah, exactly. All right, we got, and then Pearl saying, yes, Tuesday RTV will be in Magic Kingdom. Perfect. Dre saying they need to check their times. Resort TV 1 has so much going on. Yeah, I heard they had a lot of plans going on. So understood, Mike. Yep, darn translator. All right, I saw Gaston. Hello, Gaston, 67. Good to have you here. What does Danny say? Live pasting. We just got monetized this week. Hey, congratulations. Wow, that's awesome. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. I got time, so that's why I'm taking my time going through your comments here. Avery saying, Mike, you get it. We do it for the community. Yeah. All right. Well, if I missed you, please repost. All right. Yeah, Pearl says congrats. Oops, it jumped on me. Congrats to two real geeks. That's amazing. I'd be very happy if I got there. All right. Next, Rob Fuzz. So I definitely want to shout out my partner here because he puts so much work into his videos and helping this community, and he's a great friend for me. So I always like to show his picture here with his buddy Bon Jovi, and he has been putting out, as you guys all know, retro videos for quite some time, and he is now doing, at the 30-year anniversary of Universal Studios, he's doing a bunch of Universal Studio stuff, and his videos get featured in a lot of other big YouTube channels. There was one he showed me just in the last week or so where it got featured and got like 15,000 views in a day, and Rob picked up a bunch of subscribers through that. So guys, go to Rob Fuzz. What I like about Rob was when he was young, he had an eye for how to catch these theme parks. It's just the most fun retro stuff you'd ever see. So Rob Fuzz, great Universal Studio retro videos coming out. And I agree, Todd, Rob Fuzz rocks. And here it is. Avery says Rob Fuzz's footage was recently featured on Theme Park Stop. Okay, that was the one. It was awesome. Yeah. Don is congratulating Danny. So fantastic. T-Town Maryland saying that's awesome. Pearl Manhattan, woohoo. Go Rob, the man with the golden voice. Yeah, you would know, Pearl. And I've told Rob that forever. When I started the live place, Rob didn't know me. I heard about him, and I contacted him and I said, "Were you like a DJ or something?" And he said, "I think he said no." But anyway, glad to have him here. Joey's World saying, yes, it's Retro Rob. All right. Keep on moving. Ed saying Rob is so nice. He really is. He's a great guy. He's been very nice to me and all of us in this community. All right. I'll get back on track here. All right. Next. Road Trip Dave. So Road Trip Dave is I reached out to him. I said, hey, you got anything you want me to cover? And he said, well, they're just reopening Hershey Park, and we've done all these Hershey Park videos, and Dave does an excellent job. He's a great editor. He really knows how to cover something, give you the kind of information that you'd like to know, and it's interesting. He mixes it in a really cool way. So go check out Road Trip Dave's Hershey Park videos, as they are now just reopening. So Gaston's asking, how's everyone doing? And right now I got a cough, so give me just, in fact, maybe I'll do this. I've got my it's kind of hard to cut back. I love that music so much. All right. Dre is saying, gotta love Road Trip Dave. It's Joey's World saying, Dean, was Rob one of your first? He sure was. He was like in the first 10 or so. And and Lisa's saying, Road Trip Dave has Red Bull infused in his veins. He sure does. What did T-Tom Mary Ellen say? Dave does great restaurant reviews. He sure does. I have relied on a lot of his restaurant reviews for Disney. He's got a really good head about that. Don saying Hershey, Pennsylvania is the prettiest town I've ever visited. Wow, I've never been there. That's cool. It's Joy's World saying that Dave did the south of the border was hysterical. You guys, that is so funny. Go check out that video. All right. Sorry, guys, but the chat just really jumped on me. So if I missed your comment, I apologize. Well, all right. Next, cruise. So I mentioned that Sherry Awesome Sunset Travels told the cruise community about the live place. So a lot of them contacted me. I contacted some of them. And so we are kind of prepping for a new community to the live place. Obviously, with our 110 streamers, we've got 90. So, oh, I wanted to say hello to Carlos. Looks like he can't stay very long. Can't stay, but wanted to come say hello and hit the like. Say thank you very much, Carlos. Carlos is awesome. So thanks for visiting, brother. Appreciate that. All right. And Carlos says Dave is great. He's a upfront guy like myself. No holds bar. Yeah, that is very true. Todd B saying Road Trip Dave has great energy. Yeah, I wish I could buy me some of that. Danny's saying you should covered our coverage of Six Flags over Georgia and their reopening. Oh, did we not get that, Danny? Okay, I apologize. I'm not sure where that slipped through the cracks. But anyway, so the cruising community is coming, which is going to lead into my next thing, which is about my website. So you guys, if you're here, you're about to hear a bump in the road that I have hit with the live place. And I'm still in the middle of it. And when you're in the middle of a problem, sometimes you just wonder if you're ever going to get out of it. And that is where I am at right now. Just to be quite honest, we will get out of it, but I'm going to talk about it here. So, all right, here's the deal. I knew when I started the live place that eventually I really wanted to focus on new categories. And speaking of new categories, there is Rally Creative Travel right there. I mentioned you earlier as one of our new channels, so great to have you here. And so with this new cruising community and everything that's happening with the live place, I decided, excuse me. I got all choked up. So I decided to focus on some site changes to help really promote new categories, cruising being the next one now. And so basically, um, what I did was I asked my developer, somebody who's overseas, that we could get some site changes in. And two things happened. One is the site changes kind of came. Yeah, you didn't get me choked up, but thanks, really. Uh, anyway, so my site is built on WordPress. It's a programming platform to create websites if you haven't heard of it already. And they kind of like an app when you get that thing on your phone and it says there are updates, please update your app. Well, WordPress is like that too. It forces changes to your website, sometimes that cause problems. Well, something happened and everything broke. So what I'm going to do is show you. I'm going to actually share my screen here. All right, here we go. So this is a real look at the live place. In fact, what I'm going to do, thanks for being on here with me. I'm actually going to refresh it and see what happens. And I don't know. It is so flaky right now that it may not show anything here. All right, so it's just got Kenzie next, and that's it. All right, so what you'll see, and Keith was asking about this earlier, is you're going to see featured events on the site when you go there. So before, all events just kind of ordered up and would show on the site. If there was more than one event at the same time, then it may not show up on top, but it would show up down below. So it's just the way the site worked. And so my idea is to kind of force viewers to come in just like you were flipping through channels on cable TV. I wanted you to see featured events, but then choose your favorite category. Well, here are upcoming categories of shows. So obviously Disney is a big one. I'm going to click on Disney and I'm going to filter it. And what you're going to see now are upcoming, a whole bunch of events, because you know as well as I do, this site is primarily hosting Disney live streamers at this point. So we got Michelle and her daughter from Monarch Moments coming up at 9 o'clock here tonight. Well, there's some problems in here. Not all of the Disney events are showing up. I don't know why. And if you change it again, since I saw Keith was on, let's see if we capture some of his, because he and Pearl should show up here. You see, okay, well, you see, nothing is showing up on top. I don't know why, but here we go down below. Pearl coming up on July 12th, and then Keith from the Big Disney Fan, because they are in the category of art, right? So that is the change. If you go to upcoming events, if you come here, it's got all kinds of issues right now with the images. But again, you can change to Disney and filter, and you're going to get, and there's a display problem here. So I'm just going to kind of go back to the home page here. And now it'll go back to featured and it'll show Kenzie again. So let me go back to the chat here. I hope that makes some sense. So basically, wow, we got 23 people here now, and I see I missed some people who came on. Let me say hello. So again, it's really great to see Rally Creative Travel, because I'm sorry I did forget your name, but you are one of the cruising live streamers that we've got at the site. So great to have you here. AJC Magic TV, good to have Amy in the house here. We've got oh, who else? I saw somebody else. Hey, Resort TV One. Wow. Hey, Josh. Good to have you here. Awesome. I talked to, excuse me, I'm getting all choked up tonight. Talked about you a little bit earlier, and there is Road Trip Dave. Oh, good to have you both. Sorry about that. Good to have you here, guys. And I just basically went through the site. Hold on. Man, I'm getting all choked up tonight. Sorry about that. Hey, I see Lori Jean Carlson. Good to have you here. All right. So, really excited to have Josh and Dave here. They're both my partners. Anyway, so that is the deal with the site. As of right now, if you go out to the site, don't expect it to look right. What you've got to do is probably for most of you, click on Disney and filter. And you will see some events are missing. My developer is working on it. I really apologize. It's one of these things where we didn't have a good test platform to test it on. We kind of had to push the changes forward. And because of the updates that were done to WordPress, it just kind of all got messed up. So it's a tough time for me. I'm a little stressed about it, but we'll get through it. So, all right. Okay. Well, thank you for everybody for coming. And now I'm basically going to wrap up. Like I said, I'm only going to have about a half-hour show tonight, but I did want to say what's coming up, and I'm very excited about some of the shows that are coming. July 12th is the Viral Challenge. So this is episode 2 of it, and this is where I challenge folks to join me in a challenge to create a viral video in 2020. And so by the end of the year, anybody who's interested, we're going to put your video either on YouTube or TikTok or whatever you want, and we're going to see who can get the most hits as kind of a fun thing, just to kind of challenge each other and just just for the heck of it. We have people like the DePhilly crew in the chat have already made a video, and it's an awesome video, so check that out. The Myers and the Mouse, of course, have their Can't Stop the Feeling video, which has already got a couple thousand views. And I can't believe that thing should really be going through the roof. It was just so fun. I love that video. So let's see. Hitchhiking Bone says, no worries, Dean. We appreciate work on this. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. And Lisa saying, Dean, you are doing an amazing job. Don't know what we do without. Well, thank you. I'm very humbled by it. I'm not always the greatest live streamer, but I do love this community, and I'm glad that I've been able to throw my hat in the arena and be a sponsor of Resort TV One, and that's just changed my life. And so, hey, and there's Epcot Bob. What does Bob say? The live play site might be experiencing a solenoid failure. Yeah, he's exactly right. If you guys know, I know solenoids very intimately. It's a part of a car. And well, anyway, good to have you here, Bob. And we have Kelly from the Mickey Bunch. Awesome. Good to have you here, Kelly. And Road Trip Dave, that's a fair point. He's saying, I don't know about TikTok. Well, I would agree with you, Dave. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm trying to decide if I create a 15-second video, should I put it on TikTok and try to show those people what a good family-friendly video is. T-Tom Maryland saying, hang in there, Dean. If I can help in any way, I'll let you know, or let me know. Thanks, T-Tom Maryland. At this point, I got to wait on my developer and just hope he can fix the problem here. So, and then on July 19th, I'm sorry, I should have removed this. So we got the Viral Challenge on July 12th. We've got predictions on July 19th, and this is a new show. It's a total experiment that I've asked Steve, and I've actually did ask Bob if they could be a part of. And what this is this is going to start to venture a little bit more into it'll be everything is family friendly that I do, but it will be more adult geared. So it'll be about predictions. Simply look at different kinds of predictions people make. Some of it will be current events, and we'll look at, people are saying this is going to happen by such and such a date, the stock market's going to crash, this team's going to win the World Series, whatever it may be. I'm trying to put that into a show and get people to nail down people's guesses and see who's the best guesser or predictor. So that's July 19th. That will be with Steve on, and I think Bob, I've asked him to consider being on that as well. So, and then July 26th is the is the next night for Game Central. That night I'm doing which Pixar movie. So I'm going to play quotes from, or I'm going to put up quotes from Pixar movies, and you got to guess which Pixar movie it is. So that's July 26th. And then really excited about August 2nd, because if you saw last week, I interviewed Myers and the Mouse for Podcast Startup, and we had a great time. And they're such a great couple. The whole family is fantastic. And so, thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. Yeah. So August 2nd, what I'm going to come with is a finished podcast, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I know about podcasts, why I like them, and then show you the format I used so you can listen to it and maybe introduce you to some other podcasts. You know, we have a lot of good podcasters in this community. So anyway, that is that. Going through the comments here real quick. It's hard when it jumps. Oh, Road Trip Dave saying, I love it. Predictions. Yeah, this one, it's hard for me to communicate the potential of it. I don't know. I can't predict if it will work, but I am going to try. So we'll see. It's going to be a little challenging. Bob says, sure, he'll do it. Oh, and I'm going to piggyback on that. So the reason I got the idea for predictions, let me go back to that screen here, is because back when Y2K happened, I was studying about it. I was prepping a little bit like others were and reading books. And there was a common notion out there that the Y2K would be one of three things. It would be a brownout, a blackout, or a meltdown. A meltdown basically meant the end of the world. A blackout meant major trouble in the economy and with the world. And a brownout was just sort of like, well, there would be issues, but we would work through them for a certain amount of time. And I was talking to Bob, and he said, this is just before Y2K. And Bob says, I wonder if Y2K will be nothing. I said, nothing? No, wait. It's going to be a brownout, a blackout, or a meltdown. That's what the experts said. We're going to have trouble, Bob. There's too many computers that are not ready for Y2K. But he said nothing. Who remembers what happened? It was absolutely nothing. It was nothing. I think the biggest problem they had after Y2K was there was a cash register in a small bar in northern Minnesota that didn't open for one of its clients. That's how small Y2K was. And people reacted crazy for it. But generators, and not to get, we stocked up on some water and some food and mostly stuff, we were going to eat anyway, but my gosh, it was nothing. So Bob had what I call, or I tell him, is the spirit of reason, and his prediction was right by being reasonable. That's why I wanted Bob as part of this show. So that gives you a little more explanation about that. And there it is. Josh said it ended up being nothing. I mean, it was nothing. What happened? Nothing. If you bought food, you probably wasted some food. Road Trip Dave says, Dean, you should have seen Air Force people freaking out about our satellites and missile silos, and it literally was nothing. You know what, Dave? I went to a seminar, and in the seminar, a woman was painting this grim picture of Y2K. And she says, even cars will break down. And somebody said, why? There's nothing Y2K in a car. And she said, well, they work in cycles. It's like, I know what a cycle is. It doesn't, you don't know what you're talking about. And that was actually the seminar where I began to open my eyes. And and see that Y2K probably wasn't the end of the world as some people predicted. Bob says, I told Dean I was going to buy a generator on January 2nd for a fire sale prices. Oh, right, for sure. That was the time to buy it. Keith makes a great point here. No man can predict the end of time. He's absolutely right. Lisa says, yes, Bob, but I had a friend working for Merrill Lynch and had been working on the turnover for 5 years prior. It was just media hype. Oh, isn't that the truth? Josh says, yeah, she didn't have a clue what she was talking about. I am not kidding you, Josh. I just like laughed in my chair. It was like, and you know, not to get, you don't know her, so it doesn't matter, but she sold her house and stocked up on something to trade during this apocalypse. And what, you know, I'm sorry, but let's see, what did Josh say? She was probably one who would say, try to change her microfluid. Yeah, that's right. Or how we would tell somebody to go get the left-handed softball. So, all right, well, I didn't intend to get off on that so much, and I'm going kind of longer than I planned here. So anyway, so that again is my lineup for Sunday nights. And as I said earlier, I realized that Pete McDevitt is also live, and he's got the Viaprees on tonight. So that's a great show. You can, if you do hop over, you know, say hello from me. So that is the end of my show. And so again, I just wanted to finish by saying I really am sorry about the website issues, but just remember that if you go to the website, the biggest clue I can give you right now is just to use this drop down, find your category, and then filter on it. And like this shows gaming events. So there you go. All right, let me remove that. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. All right. Wow. Okay. Todd says, I just sat there and played It's the End of the World as We Know It by REM, and I was fine. Yes, you were. Captain Akron, you are welcome. Thanks for being here. T-Town Mary Ellen, check out her and Sooner Girl go live often from time to time, usually about once a month, and they go see special things in Oklahoma and have seen some really cool stuff. Pearl says, thank you for all you do, Dean. So grateful for you, your leadership and your hard work. Well, thank you, Pearl. Good to hear that. Dave's saying, have a great night, Dean. Thank you for even having the website. You are so generous and awesome. Thank you, Dave. I really do appreciate that. Ron and Meredith, thanks, Dean, for all you do. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you, Ron and Meredith. They'll hopefully be on my show in a couple weeks, or is it next week? Well, whatever one when we do the viral video thing. Bob says, Dean, I will not sleep well till you fix the live place. I'm sure you'll lose a lot of rest over that, Bob. All right. Thanks, Todd. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Avery. Good to have you here. Avery, I am not going to be doing a trivia update tonight. I got so preoccupied with the website issues that I just fell behind, but I will give one. And just so you know, Avery, you are definitely the leader. And actually, I think you have a kind of a comfortable lead right now. So Avery is awesome at trivia. And great. Good to see that. Ron and Meredith, we're going to have the Myers and the Mouse will be there. So it's going to be, it'll be a great night. All right. Avery, thank you very much for that. All right, let's go through the final slides. As I said earlier, we're at 110 channels now. So thank you, everyone. Many of you out there are in those. And so here are my partners, Resort TV One, Josh and Jen are the best. And like somebody said earlier, it all started with them. And Road Trip Dave, good friend, awesome partner. Miguel and Daniela of A Disney Life for Me, who have been on a sabbatical, but they are great friends. And of course, Rob Fuzz, my good friend, who, again, check out all Rob's great retro videos, especially on Universal now that he's doing that. We got information here for anyone who wants to contact me, and that's my other channel is Dreamers Empire, and my YouTube channel. And then here is my contact information if you want to email me, or you can go to the website and contact me there. And finally, so wrap it up, the end, or should I say the beginning of your future. And this is very relevant for me because obviously, when you run into troubles, as I have this week, I felt like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to get fixed? I feel terrible about it, but it's going to get fixed. It's going to be better than ever. We're going to have great things coming in this community. So anyway, thank you very much. I will talk to you all later. Have a good night.